Welcome back. I'm excited to talk to one of my good friends today. This is Jerry Holcomb. Jerry, how you doing, sir?
I'm great, man. Corey, great to see you today.
Absolutely. Yeah. This is exciting. So Jerry and I, we kind of go way back.
Yeah, man, we've known each other forever. I mean, from just on the screens, on the Fun
Yes,
Fridays.
that's exactly right. When it was like everybody just looked like a postage stamp, and you're trying to, and then of course met in person, and then now with my coaching business going, you've been one of the members since the very, very beginning.
Absolutely, I love it, man. I mean, I've learned so much from you from the time that we first met on the Friday calls.
Yes.
To our trainings that we were doing back then, through all the things that you've been growing up. It's taught me a lot of stuff about how to do what we do, which is called social video, to get out there to let people know who you are, what I do, and more importantly about why do I do what I do.
Yes.
Right? And that's what you really have helped all these people that you're helping with the recording do.
Well, I appreciate that.
It's just great. But yeah, it's, doing what I do is, I'm not out driving cars like an agent. I'm not taking people, showing them houses. I'm the money side of this. I'm the financing part, which is the part that nobody really wants, but they need.
The must-have.
The must-have, yeah, absolutely. The must-have is you got to get the finance. Unless you're putting 100% down, you need
It's easier to buy a house when you can buy it, when you can afford to pay for it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So the thing that I think kind of separates me is I'm looking not just as a transaction. I'm looking at how do I help somebody get in a better place for their life, help them build growth, wealth over time, get into the right home, the right price, and make sure it's a smooth transaction, that there's no bumps in the middle of the road. Because just because someone says that you've been pre-qualified doesn't mean that you truly were if they didn't look at everything and make sure it's 100% correct, so that when they go out and put a contract in, that they don't fall through.
Right.
There's a lot of them that do fall through. I mean, I had one not long ago. She was a 100% disabled vet. And she sold a home in Georgia, moved to Texas. A lender said, yes, you're pre-approved. She put a contract on the house. All of a sudden, they go, oh, we can't approve you. So she looked to another lender. Oh, yeah, we could do it. Oh, no, we can't. A third lender, we could do it. No, we can't. And she happened to call me. I said, well, let me give it a try so I could do it. I found out what they were doing wrong. VA is a great program, but you got to understand the things. There's part of there's called residual income. What VA really wants to make sure is there's enough money for you to be able to support your family after you buy the home, the residual income portion. And hers was over the limit for what she had for family size. And
because it is important to be able to eat and live.
Absolutely. And that's VA is really important for them, is to make sure that they're good. And I looked at that, and she was a little high, and that was why it was failing. But I also looked at when she sold the home in Georgia, she made so much money on the house that after her closing costs and everything on, which is 100% VA, there's no down payment, the closing costs, she had over 19 months of residual income in her bank account.
Oh, wow.
To be able to afford 19 payments without making another penny. So I went to the underwriter and I said, this is a compensating factor. Can we use this as a compensating factor to overwrite that small amount that she was over on the residual? And the underwriter agreed, and we closed this home for this family.
And yet she had kind of run through two or three different other places,
lenders,
and the stress and anxiety and all of that.
I mean, when she came to me and she told me, I'm like, let me look and see what I can do. And I found the right things to do. And she was so happy. She's actually now, she called me up. She's moving back to Georgia. And she wants me to help her do her loan in Georgia.
Oh, that's awesome.
Because she has, you were there the whole time for me.
Yep. Well, I was going to say, knowing Jerry as long as I've known Jerry, right? Jerry cares. You care not only about your buyers, but you care about real estate agents and everybody in the process. You show it stuff. But it looks like you really go above and beyond to eliminate surprises.
Yes, absolutely. I pride myself in all my career that there's not been a loan that I said was approvable that couldn't be approved if it wasn't something that I had no control over.
Right.
If I had people lose their jobs, which is really kind of a sad thing. You hate this to happen to somebody. Yes. Or I've had people go out and buy a car or go buy furniture and stuff without asking me, and all of a sudden there's these credit inquiries, and now they're not qualifying. Things that you tell them, the thou shalt nots, that you really got to know about.
Yes.
But I make sure that I've reviewed everything, and I also make sure that I got plan A and B in there too, just in case some bump comes in, they go up a little higher on some taxes or something like that.
Right.
So I'm always looking for making sure that they're correct and that they know their numbers, because somebody may be looking for a $400,000 or $500,000 house, can only afford a $300,000. But if you start looking up here, you're not going to be finding the right house down here.
Right.
So we want to make sure it's all into your comfortable payment plan,
Yep.
even though if you could qualify, and then they come back and go, I don't want that payment.
Right.
So I want to make sure that they know the whole scenario. From
You're
start
setting
to
really
finish.
solid
Yes.
expectations,
Yeah, absolutely.
right, from the beginning.
Yeah,
Yep.
and I always bring in their agent into a three-way call. We get on either a Zoom call or just a call if they can't be on, together so we can actually go over numbers.
Right.
And make sure that everybody in the parties, the transaction, knows exactly what they're going to do.
Right.
I mean, how much are they going to be buying for? What's their price range? How do houses look in different areas? How much assets they need? Do they need to ask for some closing cost assistance? Because some of them times they can get it from the sellers.
Right.
And they talk that out so that the agent knows when they're going in what the process looks like. They understand my side from the financing, what they're looking for. The customer knows, the buyers know what's going
Right.
on. And that way, it makes it a much more enjoyable process for
Well, I think a
everybody.
lot of times it's like just knowing what's going on reduces anxiety and stress so much.
Yeah, absolutely. Because most people, I mean, this is the biggest financial decision most people make. And the thing is they don't understand the financing until they actually understand it. And you would rather it be upfront
Yeah.
instead of at the closing table.
Sometimes it's too late.
Yeah, sometimes it's too
Yeah.
late. And then that's when things happen. That's when fallout happens, or that's when somebody's just not enjoying the process. I love it when I go to the closing table and I'm sitting across from them and they go, "This was easy."
Yeah.
Because they've heard the horror stories.
Right.
They've all heard that. They've heard that where the people that all of a sudden the payments were all way different than what they weren't, or their cost to close was way different.
Right.
And those are things that we don't want to see happen out there. We want
sure.
them to know exactly what's happening through the process. And I can usually tell from the beginning when I start throughout the stages, as they start asking better questions, it means I did a better job throughout that whole process.
You
of
can
educating.
see their education level growing within it, right? Because they're
Yeah,
asking more on point questions.
100%, because I can't start out at this level of being able to talk to them
Right.
in mortgagees. So I start at a certain level and I'm like, okay, I don't know that. Great. I don't know if somebody knows that or not. So I really
Right.
want to make sure 100% that they really get what they're at that stage. And then as they keep progressing through there, they start learning more and more. And I'm like, fantastic.
Yeah.
This is the people that really get what they are getting and they understand. And that's the ones that are successful at closing.
And knowledge is power, right?
100%.
Yeah.
And those are the folks that come back and refer me to other people. I mean, I
Mm-hmm.
got referrals from their sister, their mom, their aunt. This was just awesome whenever they're saying, this is the guy.
Yeah.
So that's the part that really excites me about this.
Now, for buyers, you do an amazing job for buyers, and especially like you just said, whatever their comfort level is or knowledge level is, it's almost like a learning experience, so they're better prepared for the next one, right? When they go through with you, which I love. So for buyers, it's kind of like a no-brainer, should give you a call. But what I love is what you do for real estate agents, because a referral comes from a good experience and a good closing. And if the mortgage process has been terrible and that agent had anything to do with whatever kind of referral or whatever they gave, that's a bad reflection on the agent. And they're not going to get a referral. But you keep the agent involved and up to date the whole time too, right?
100%. I make a call every week. If there's something that happens between the every week call that I make to the buyer and the agents, both agents on the transaction, even title.
Okay.
I keep them involved too, because it takes a team to make this happen.
Right.
But if something comes in between there, that there's a milestone that happened that's either good or we got a bump, I'm going to let people know immediately.
Right.
So it's really to make sure that the expectations are correct, that we got everything set up right, and that it makes it smoother for everybody. And I want
Yeah.
to keep all parties, because this is a big transaction for everybody to do.
Absolutely.
And the financing part is the part that gets the keys. You can't get the keys until the financing gets done. So,
Right. Well, and things are happening with you in your industry all the time. Things change slightly. And as real estate agents get very focused on that aspect of the business, it's nice to know to have somebody who can kind of keep us up to date or keep them up to date as they go through. And yet not do it in such a way that we feel stupid or challenging, just like, hey, just letting you know this is where we're at.
Yeah, guidelines change all the time.
Yeah.
I used to have them printed out, and I quit doing that because it's just too difficult, because they change
So
constantly.
before it gets cold, it's another one. Yeah.
Right now they're looking at taking Fannie and Freddie out of receivership and back into a private entity. So I'm trying to figure out how
wow.
this is going to affect our markets.
Right.
Because when that happens, it takes a little bit less of the government control out of the Fannie and Freddie markets. So we're
Yep.
kind of curious of what's going to happen with this.
Yep.
And right now, with the way that the Fed is on rates, they're holding them, and we're kind of waiting to see when they're going to start releasing this and easing up. The housing market needs to have some refreshment so that we can get
Yeah.
some more homes that are under contract, because people
Right.
are holding, waiting. The thing is that those that are holding, waiting out for the perfect timing of a rate are going to be too late.
Right.
It's best to go ahead, if you can qualify and afford a home now and the payment fits into your budget, it's best to get it now, because right now sellers are giving incentives. Sellers have been dropping their prices down. You can get seller contributions, and if you're FHA or VA, which I love veterans and FHA loans for folks,
Yes.
they can get into a home. Back whenever the rates were down to 2s and 3s, nobody was looking for a veteran's loan. They
Right.
didn't accept it.
Which
or
is a
VA
shame.
Or a FHA. Yeah,
And a lot of time it's just understanding it.
it
Right.
is. I mean, the only difference between those two loans and any of the other loans out there is some health and safety things that have to be on the house. Chipped paint,
Right.
tiles that are down, maintenance things. It's
Yes.
not anything else other than that.
Right.
And even those can be overcome with doing it and putting a renovation to fix those loans. It's just getting them to understand, the selling side of it, that, hey, this is only a little bit of a fraction, but they served us, let's serve them.
Yeah. Well, okay. So most time people think of a mortgage person, think of you. Okay, buyer. But I've been trying to explain to some real estate agents that actually you have some things going on that help sellers immensely too. You have some different programs and some different apps and stuff you use. What is that like? What is that? If I was an agent with a seller, I'm like, why would I call Jerry? But it's actually a good move.
Well, there's a couple things. I'm going to back a little bit up before we go into the move to part so much. But,
Okay.
I've had agents before take a contract on a home, put a house under contract, and that seller was not pre-approved.
Okay.
And they couldn't buy a home, but they already had them under contract to sell their home. And now you're under a liable contract. They end up
Yeah.
having to move in with family. They got a hold of me.
So what you're saying is they put their house on the market, got a contract on it, and then when we went to go find another house, realized they weren't able to get approved for this
Absolutely.
new house, and they were stuck.
They were stuck.
Yeah.
They were stuck. They ended up living on their family's couch for a while.
Okay.
Because they had to get their credit fixed up.
Okay.
And I'm looking at the agent going, why didn't you get your client approved first that's selling,
Yeah.
so that you know what you got going on down the road?
Right.
But we did fix it. We got them into a home. She's happy and everything. But it was just that step there. So knowing to talk to the seller to make sure that they're in the right position for where they want to go in the future.
Right.
And it's better than putting their house on the market. And I've had that recently where
Yeah.
they had a bump and we had to wait, and they paused putting their house on for listing. So it's great.
Sometimes like the best thing you do for a client is just be honest and let them know where they're at.
Absolutely. I look at this as it may not be right now, but let's make them approved for when they are.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like medical, right?
Yep.
You go in, you're overweight, you're not going to lose 100 pounds in a week.
Right.
You want to make sure that you get them in the right plan and process so that they are successful whenever they are ready. So if they're not ready right now, I'm going to put a plan together for them to be able to get to being ready.
Right.
Be home ready down the road, so that way that they're successful and they can get the home that they want. Sometimes
Yes.
it's tweaking some debts, sometimes it's their credit,
Right.
sometimes it's just, whatever it is for them, the timing for them
Sure.
to do it. But make sure that they're comfortable and they have a game plan. And I'm
Yes.
always there to help them coach to that game plan. I've had some of them that have been a year. Those
Yeah.
are the ones I really remember the most because they did the hard work to get there.
But you know what? That's where long-term sustainable referrals come from. Because you went through that journey with them. You understood, you helped them, they achieved something amazing. And for real estate agents too, it's like that holistic approach to take care of the client is where business builds.
Yeah,
Wouldn't you agree?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great. Now, for the sellers and the agents that are listening out there, I do a platform called MoveTube.
Right?
Now, MoveTube helps agents win more listings by getting them on all the streaming platform TVs.
Right.
It's branding. And just like this, I mean, everything in markets is branding. So if an agent can get out and brand that they can do these things and they can get their properties out there, it helps them win more listings,
Yes.
get more listings. And I do this as a service for them just
Yeah.
to be a partnership
Yeah.
and help them grow their business. And it's helping a lot of agents out there get more listings, even off of their listings.
Right.
And the cool part is it doesn't cost them anything except to work with me.
You just got to visit with
You gotta help
Jerry
me
for a little
out.
bit, right?
Yeah,
You know, I
absolutely.
always tell people, like, a listing that's not the product. It's just the billboard to help you get the next listing. We want to sell that house, of course.
Yes,
But
absolutely.
how do you maximize that one sign to get 2 or 3 more?
Yes.
And by social media, by doing those things, and then with what you do through MoveTube and helping them position, so because those listings now are on TV and those are in places you wouldn't have normally been able to reach, right?
Absolutely. I mean, it's a great platform to help the agents to be able to develop themselves. I mean, just
Yeah.
like using Corey, your trainings that you do.
Right.
You get them to record. They can record their own videos to brand these on TV with their picture, their face, everything around the community, so that they're growing into a much stronger position whenever
Right.
they go to another listing presentation. So
Yep.
that's how I want to help agents. It's just I felt it was the best way to give back to the people that are partners in this
Right.
that we work with. So.
Yep. Well, and I love too, like you're really there at ground level too. A lot of people tell people what to go make videos, but you're making videos and you're learning how to do things. And then you're going out with agents and doing content days. And like you're doing all these things to help people move their business forward.
Yes.
And it's not just, hey, just send me your buyers.
Absolutely. No. The agents that I work with and that I really appreciate the ones in your group here that we become friends. We become coaching to help them. I'm looking at their videos. I'm commenting to them. I'm following them on all the social platforms, commenting, liking it, and making sure that if I see something that maybe they could do something a little bit nicer, I could help show them just a couple tweaks. What it's doing really is it's teaching me to be able to do the same thing. Because I'm looking at it from what I would look at from my perspective, going, oh yeah, I need to do that too.
Yeah,
You know,
I do laugh. So I was like, Jerry, not quite yet. They're so brand new. You're like, they need to this. I'm like, well, hold on,
Yeah, tone them down. Yeah. You know, and it's great because it's like I want to show them because I'm watching and I'm looking at them going, oh, but they could do, and like, yeah, you know,
we'll get there.
But it's still, it is. It's fun to do though. It's fun to help them, see them grow. I mean, I'm watching Sergio, dude.
I know
The guy is posting and he's getting amazing. Just watching him grow from what he started with.
Yes,
is so cool.
It is. It's so much fun, and then to hear them say, "Wow, everybody's saying, oh my gosh, you're doing so good, and you're making so many videos," and I'm like, a lot of that is the community. You're part of that community that we've built this supportive team, right? That helps each other.
Absolutely.
Right?
No.
Now I want to talk. I know we talked about business. But there's something inspirational you do outside of business that I don't think comes up quite enough. And I think when we reach certain places of maturity, let's put it that way, then we think we can't do certain things that maybe we loved. There's still a hobby or a pastime, or I'll say a sport, that you still do at a competitive level that I think is inspirational. So tell people, what is it that you do?
Okay, so I will go back. My son started playing hockey when he was 10 years old.
Okay.
And I had ice skated up in the Catskill Mountains when I lived up there, but very little. But I would take him out to practice and skate. And then his coach, he said, why don't you come play on our team? So at 54 years old, I started playing ice hockey.
Oh, wow.
And I am still playing now.
Yes.
And I'm 66, and I play every weekend. I'm playing against 18-year-olds.
So it's an open league that you're in?
Anybody over 18. And then you got guys that are way better that came out of high school or even higher than that. They're out there, and I'm just like, I don't care. I just want to have fun and be able to walk on the ice and walk off of the ice all in one piece. That's the biggest thing.
That is a big goal.
Yeah.
You're like, I got to go to work tomorrow.
Hey, my team's called the Old Kings. Dude,
There you
you guys
go.
are rock star because we're all old. We're the oldest team in the league.
Okay.
And so we won 3 championships in a row.
That's
and then,
awesome.
We haven't won for a couple seasons now, but it doesn't matter. Win, lose, or draw. We
that's
love to play. It's a great
Can't
team.
take those rings away from you. You've got them.
No.
Yeah.
You know, there's no NHL scouts out there looking, but it's just to hang out with some great people and sweat and have a blast, man. It's an unbelievable sport, and but yeah.
Well, I love to say it's because I think we limit ourselves so many times. Things we can't do or shouldn't do or this and that. So I think it's inspirational to say, hey, you know what? You didn't do it your whole life. You just started, what'd you say, 56 or something like that?
54 years old.
54, right? And then to go that and then have so much fun doing with it and then be part of a group that's doing it, I think that's inspirational. So I love that. I just want to tell you, I've always thought that was super cool, you know?
Yeah, my son, whenever I started, he goes, "Man, I'm afraid you're going to get hurt." I'm like, I would. In fact, I've been hurt before. I used to race motocross back
Yeah.
when I was in my 20s.
Okay.
And I'm like, I've been hurt before. I mean, I would rather enjoy my life
Yeah.
with some, dangers out there, but instead of just sitting on the couch and just wasting away.
Well, you're like me. We kind of live our life by, I don't want to be like later be like, well, what if I had tried to make videos, or what if I had tried to make movies, or what if I had tried to help people? I don't want to live that way.
Oh, yeah.
Now there are some things I don't need to try. I understand, but if it's within reason, it's fun.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I won't jump out of an airplane again. I did it once. That was enough. And it was because a friend of mine asked me to go with him.
A perfectly good airplane?
It was a perfectly good airplane. And it was a perfectly horrible experience.
Oh my gosh.
Spinning around like this is not for me. But it was a friend of mine asked me, he goes, "I want somebody to go with me." So I'm like, okay.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like,
I've learned to ask what we're going to do first
Yeah.
before I've agreed.
I forgot that part. But
I just show up and be like,
yeah,
airplane.
it's, it's just, when somebody asks me, I have an old boss of mine, Terry. He calls me up all the time asking me about how to do a loan.
yeah,
And I'm willing to help anybody. I mean, we haven't worked together for 10 years.
right.
And I've got other loan officers that'll call me up. How do I do this loan? How do I structure these things? And I'm giving them those kind of, this is how you do these things. Because
Right.
I keep up with the guidance and stuff.
Well, that's your spirit of giving, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, you really genuinely care about other people.
Yeah, absolutely. Even, we got new guys in our office that are probably been in the loan officer business 3 or 4 months.
Okay.
And they're constantly, we use a software called Roam, RO.AM. It's
Okay.
like a virtual office.
Okay.
That somebody can come knock on your door. Any agent could come knock on my door. You could come knock on my door, come into my virtual office. And
Okay.
we can share. But they'll come in my office and ask me about something. We'll pull up their loan in the system and show them what to do and how to do it and help educate them on what they needed to do to get this thing to work. And it's really, it's what I love to do for people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
It
No,
helps
and
them.
it shows. So
it
okay.
does keep me on my toes because I do have to search sometimes to go back and look at the guidelines because they do change.
Yeah, it keeps you sharp,
Yeah,
right?
it keeps me sharp too. So it is
Yeah.
kind of a selfish giving too because I'm like, okay, I haven't looked at the debt service ratio loan in a while, so I go look at the guidelines. And for those that don't know, if you're an investor, debt service ratio is a great loan because it's the rent that makes the payment. It's not your income. It's not your asset. It's your assets because you got to put 20% down.
Right.
But you don't have to give us any documentation for tax returns, W-2s, pay stubs. It's like a commercial loan on a building. It's the rent covers it. We're good.
Gotcha.
It's a great way for people to get into investing into
I love
real
that.
estate. Yeah.
All right. So if there was a buyer out there watching right now and they're like, yeah, I'm thinking about getting in. I haven't got pre-approved. What would your message to them so they can give you a call?
So the message is don't be afraid about getting a credit inquiry because the credit report's only a couple points. And after 120 days, if you didn't buy a home, the credit points come back. The inquiry is still there, but the points come back after 120 days. So it's not like forever. But the sooner you get in the process and the sooner you get that question about what can I do and what can I afford taken care of, the more time that you have, we can make the best loan scenario for you. If your score is at a level that we could get you to the next level, you're going to get a better rate, great. Or if we have to do some manipulation of paying off some debts to where you can get the house that you want, great, we got time to do it. But if you come in and go, I got a contract and I got to close in 30 days, and there's a bump in there that no one looked at, then you got some really rushed things to have to fix. So I like to talk to folks anytime, a year late before. If you just got a lease on a place, talk to me. Let's get the process started. If you're 6 months out, perfect. That gives us plenty of time to be able to set up the right expectations for you
Right.
down the road.
It was like we said, knowledge is power, right? So if
Yeah.
you know where you're at, what your situation is, and how to get it where you need it to be, then you're in control.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And how about to a real estate agent? It's like, hey, should I talk to Jerry?
Yeah, I mean, with a real estate agent, I'm looking to help them grow their business, right? It's not just, hey, send me all your buyers. I want to help grow your business. I want to understand where their goals are. what do they want to do? Are they looking at more listings? Are they looking at the buyers? Or what is their, do they have their database in the right position? Do they even have a database, a CRM to be able to do
Right.
things with? How can I help them to get to that next step for them? And I'm here to help do that. I mean, I want to make sure all their loans go through, of course. But it's really more about understanding where they want to be. I have a couple of agents that I'm working with right now that they've given me their CRM, and I'm making dials to all their leads that they had that they've dropped off on. They're
Helping
not-
bringing them
yeah,
back
I'm
into
bringing them back into
Yeah.
the fold, and I put them into my system. I'm making calls, I'm making texts, and making things to these people, and getting engagement. Some of them have already bought, great.
Yeah.
But the ones that haven't, I get them back to that agent and let that agent go out and start showing them
awesome.
homes.
Fantastic.
So I've helped several agents doing that, and it's an easy way for them to have somebody else make a calls for them that
Yeah.
they're not doing. And that's the biggest part of the whole process is to work as a team.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, Jerry, thank you for coming on and talking with me today. Jerry Holcomb, a friend of mine, also in our coaching community. He helps people just as much as we do, right? We're on there answering questions and helping people out. And if you've seen any of our behind the scenes footage of our content creation days, Jerry's might have started a few of those.
Couple of those, yeah.
We've had a
Lasers
really
coming
good
out.
time. Yeah, lasers coming out of your eyes. We've had some good times. So thank you so much. Thank you, Jerry. Appreciate it.
I appreciate it, man.
Absolutely, man. Thank
Thank you.
you.